I'm off the bus. Look at the color of the lake.
A boat is coming back. That was not on the schedule, I think. Good to know that they, maybe because today it's Sunday, they operate sometimes in between some additional tours. Because tomorrow, the official one departs here at 15:25 and is back at 17:10. And my bus should go 17:55. So I would be more comfortable if there is more buffer between the bus and the boat arrival. It's such a nice place to be. And look at the intense color of the flowers. You know, they only get so much color because of the intense ultraviolet radiation. If you take them down, they will lose their color, vibrant color, immediately. Here we have some stairs.
I've already gained a lot of height.
A long chain of people going slowly down. In the meantime, I'm at about, I don't know, 1,500 something meters, I think, and I cannot see the lake anymore.
There is a
Small lake up in the mountains, which I've seen on the map. I was thinking of camping here, but it's very rocky, so let's see if I can find a stone lace area, because even small stones, they would puncture the bottom of my tent, and I don't want that to happen. So finished, but it will be a windy night. I cooked my water and prepared my meal, so I'm waiting that it is finishing. It is Thai red curry. In such windy conditions, you have to protect your stove so that it doesn't get blown out by the wind. That might be a challenge from time to time. But look at my view. I'm looking towards the Rippevatnet or Rippevatnet. It's just barely visible in the valley down, and I'm behind the area where the people continue to hike. So I hope nobody sees me here. So it's better not to be seen. And yeah, thanks God I came so far. I didn't expect today to be able to climb so high with that backpack on my shoulders, but it went very well and I'm very thankful. The tent just maybe 20 meters from over there. Down here it is flatter and it's also a little bit less windy, and I'm cooking water again, and I'm going to make me a tea. And it's such a nice thing to live in a unspoiled nature, to be able to camp there, and really you experience the sense of freedom and also the sense of unspoiled nature. I really love to experience this at least a few days every year, and I'm very thankful.
I think I was extremely lucky with weather this time. I've been several times in Norway, and this is not, but you cannot count on this normally. I've read of reports where the hikers had to stay in their tents for several days because of torrential rainfall.
I'm increasing the flames a little bit. Because of the wind, I'm afraid that the fire will get extinguished. I check from time to time if I feel the heat. And if such a thing happens and you need to reignite, please wait a few seconds, and close the gas before igniting it again, because you can cause a small explosion which can burn things. It's very bad. This is the site in my very small cozy tent. I just fit inside. I can close these. There are two zips. One of them is kind of sunshade, still lets in lots of fresh air, and the other one is the outer cover. This side of the walls, they are black, and they are of a special carbon structure which let the moisture condense outwards. This concept is set to work until -2-3 degrees. At that time it will not transfer the moisture anymore, and droplets will form inside of the tent. I have not tested it, but this is what the manufacturer says. Until now I'm happy with it, quite happy, but There are a few critics, of course. Nevertheless, overall it's fine because this tent weighs only 1100 grams, which is extremely light, and therefore I prefer to have it. I just woke up here on the fjell at about 1600 meters. This is my last morning on Jotunheim, in Jotunheimen National Park. I think I'm going up the mountain, hopefully in an hour or two after having breakfast, and then I will go down, and I've decided to check if I can take an earlier bus to Oslo, because the one for which I have a ticket arrives at almost 11 p.m. and it would be better if I can arrive earlier. So let me show you my environment. There is a small lake with exceptionally clear water. I washed my face and hands and feet here in the morning. And swinging on the other side, only 200 meters, I think less than 200 meters, but there's another summit behind this one, and you have to go up and down a little bit to reach the summit. And there's my tiny tent. That's the only spot I could find where there are no stones. The wind died up in the night, and it was quite comfortable. Now it's a little bit chilly, of course, but what do you expect at 1600 meters? Everything has been packed up and I'm ready to move. I just checked everything, that nothing is left over, and I left no traces of my presence. How different everything looks compared to yesterday. And there are no other people. I'm the only one. Continue to follow the T's. Behind me, the first hikers already arrive. Even without sunshine, it's a very magnificent nature. I'm looking back. This is the Bessevatnet, and in front of us there's another small summit, and I'm going to go until there, I think, to get the best views of the lakes. That's what I plan to do. We're at the trail intersection. This one goes down to Besheim. I had almost said, let's see if there's another summit behind. There is none, but there's also no view. maybe in front. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the extra mile was worth it. And you have here a panorama with the Besevatnet and far down the Gende lake. And I believe below on the Gende lake you can see Memurobu, where the boat stops. And behind you have all these mountains, where I hiked from north to south in the last few days. Another small lake is visible in the mountains on the right side. Turning back and go down to Gendesheim, God willing, and hope to find a bus that is willing to take me to Oslo before my scheduled bus goes in the evening. I'm on my way back, and I hope to be there where the boat station is, in an hour or 1.5 hours from now. It's now 10 o'clock. I'm in the bus. Well, the moment I came down from the mountain, there was a bus, and the lady had just got off the bus, and I asked her if the bus was going to Oslo, and she said yes, but the bus had already departed. Fortunately, 100 meters away there was another stop, and the bus was picking up some passengers there, and I ran there, and my ticket was valid, and all is fine, so I'm going 5 hours earlier to Oslo, and I'm very happy about that. The road you see below, I think it goes to some property belonging to the King of Norway. And I drove that road 30 years ago, and it almost broke my axis of the car. Today it looks much better, just bringing up memories of the past. The next time, what would I change? I would really try to reduce even the load a little bit more, because even 15 kilograms is too much for me. Back at home, I will make a list of all the equipment which I had and weigh everything up to the gram value, and also will note if I used the equipment or didn't use it at all, because I brought some things with me which I didn't need it at all, and this is always the biggest chunk I can reduce in my next trip. We are now almost at Big Din again. And just to make a short summary of the trip, it was an awesome trip. I'm very happy that I didn't do as many as other hikers do a 15 days trip. So I think 6 days was just enough for me. After 6 days, everything is dirty. I washed some of my in the river yesterday, but it's not a real cleanup, and I think I also need a little bit comfort, and I'm really looking forward to the bathroom of the hotel, which is at the airport. And so 6 days is for me a sweet spot for a trekking tour. Doing anything longer is really difficult.
First, I want also to give you a little bit information about costs. For flight, your mileage will vary, of course. I paid about 40 euros for Fliegtoget, the train from Oslo airport to the city and return. I think there are cheaper trains also. Then I paid 108 euros for a simple hotel near the central station. I paid 70 euros for the bus to Spitastulen from Oslo, and about 50 euros from Gendesheim to Oslo. The boat on Big Din Lake, I think it was about 65 euros. Other than that, I bought a gas cartouche for about, say, 5 euros. And on the last night, the hotel at the airport was 132 euros. Norway is a quite expensive country, and if you choose to stay in the DNTs, in the mountain clubs, booze in the huts, you will of course have to pay much more. But if you do it as I did with your tent, it's very manageable, I think.